All right, today we're going to be doing page 39 in your math journal. Okay, page 39, and we're going to give this one the title of Division by Fractions. Division by fractions, and then in parentheses I want you to put models. So we're going to be modeling it today. Okay, first one we're going to try. I want you to write 2 divided by 1/3. Okay, now what this is saying is it wants 2 whole units, and we're going to be dividing it into 1/3 size pieces. So first of all, we have to have 2 whole units. So let's make 2 rectangles. Try and make them look about as exactly the same as you can. Okay, so we have 2 whole units. Go ahead and shade those in. You're going to want a couple of coloring pencils nearby. Okay, so we're going to shade it in. We have 2 whole units. And then from there, we're going to be dividing it into groups of 1/3. So in order to be able to divide that into groups of 1/3, we have to split them into thirds. So let's cut each one of these into thirds. Now with another colored pencil, or maybe like a red pen, I'm going to use a red pen. We are going to be putting it into groups of 1/3. So we're going to circle every group of 1/3 that we see. So there's a group of 1/3. There's a group of 1/3. There's one. There's one here, here, and here. So what do we have when we divide 2 whole units into groups of 1/3? We get 6 groups. And each group has 1/3 in it. Okay, skip a line. Let's try another one. How about 3 divided by, let's try 3/4 this time. Okay, so we need 3 whole units again. So let's draw 3 whole units. So 3 rectangles that look about the same. Okay, now go ahead and color those in. Okay, so we have 3 whole units, but we need groups of 3/4. So we're splitting it into groups of 3/4. Before we can get 3/4, we need to have it split into fourths. So we need 1/4 size pieces. So split each one of these whole units into 4 equal pieces. Okay, all I've done is split my whole units into 4 equal pieces, but now how many do I need in each group? I need 3. So I'm going to take a group of 3/4 right here. Here's another group of 3/4. Another group of 3/4. And my last group of 3/4. So by doing this, I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of 3/4. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, only this one we're going to make a story problem, and we're actually going to draw out the story problem. So I have brown here, so we're going to be dealing with chocolate bars. All right, let's see. Kayla has 4 chocolate bars. She wants to give let's say she wants to divide it into 2/3 size pieces. How many groups can she make? All right, let's draw our 4 chocolate bars here. So by modeling it, I have 1 chocolate bar, 2, 3, and 4. Look at this, I can even make them chocolate. So if I were to write a number sentence for this story, what would I have? Okay, I'm starting off with 4 chocolate bars, and I'm dividing them evenly into groups of 2/3. So I need to split each one of these into thirds. Now I need groups of 2/3, so here would be a group. Here would be a group. Here's another one. Just keep circling until I have all my groups. Okay, so now you can see from here, I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 complete groups that have 2/3 of a chocolate bar in it. So my answer is 6. Okay, now some of these don't always turn out so nice and even, so we're going to try another problem. Okay, skip one line and I want you to write the story problem. Jenna has 6 feet of rope. She needs pieces that are 4/5 of a foot long. how many pieces can she make? Okay, now in this case, let's go ahead and draw something that looks more like a rope. But it needs to be 6 feet long. So I'm just going to use my brown colored pencil and I'm just going to shade. I want that to represent 1 foot of rope. But she has 6 feet of rope, so I need to make 6 that are about that size. Two. Three. Four. Five. 6 feet. So if each one of these is 1 foot, then this whole thing is 6 feet. But she needs each one to be 4/5 of a foot long. So that means I need to break each foot, or my whole unit, into 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get the idea. So in real life, would this mean I'm cutting the rope up? No, each one of these marks would represent just a measurement. Now I need to see how many groups of 4/5 I can make. This would be where she would actually be cutting the rope. So I need 4 of the 5 pieces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1 set of 4/5. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another set of 4/5. Okay, keep counting groups of 4/5 and let's see how many groups we can make. Okay, now looking at this last part is not a complete unit. So here would be a remainder, right? So if I've broken this up into 4/5, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 complete pieces. So my number sentence that would go with this, I have 6 feet of rope, and I'm dividing that into groups of 4/5. Now here, I don't have 7 complete pieces, but this is the part that seems to mess some people up in their understanding. You can see my 7 complete groups, but then I have 2 pieces left over. So I have 7 whole pieces, but then here I have 2 pieces. Now how many of these pieces did it take to make the entire group? 4. Well, that would be 2 out of 4 pieces. So 2 out of 4 is the same as 1/2. She can get 7.5 pieces out of this. Now, we don't know if this half piece is going to be useful to her or not. She can get 7 complete ones, but here we have 7.5 groups. Okay, so this one you have to think, I have 2 pieces and it took 4 of those pieces to make the whole group. So that's where the 2 out of 4 came from, to make 1/2. Okay, one little note I want you to make, okay? So I want to make a little squiggle here because this is a little bit different from the rest of the notes. Okay, here we're going to be talking about reciprocals. Reciprocal. Okay, reciprocals. Reciprocal of a fraction just means the inverse fraction. Okay, in parentheses, I want you to write flip. Okay, so if I want you to write reciprocals of fractions, all you need to do is flip the numerator and the denominator, meaning the top needs to be on the bottom and the bottom needs to be on the top. So if I give you 1/2, its reciprocal would be 2/1. See how that went down here and that went up there? Okay, the reciprocal of 4/5 would be 5/4. Okay, what if I had the whole number 3? What would its reciprocal be? Well, if I make 3 a fraction, it'd be 3/1. So my reciprocal would be 1/3. Well, what if I had a mixed number like 2 1/3? Would it be 2 3/1? No. You can't make a reciprocal until it's in its fraction form. So 2 1/3 is the mixed number form. The fraction form will be improper, but it would be 2 times 3, which would be 6, plus 1 is 7. So you guys can all agree with me that this is 7/4. Well, if that's 7/4, the reciprocal of 7/4 would be 4/7. But you can't do that until you've turned it into an improper fraction. Okay, that's all for today. Make sure all of that is in your math journal.